Hello ladies and gents and everyone in between, and welcome to this, a short review of this past week of 2018. I've lost count of the weeks, so I'm just going to say that from now on, I guess. Redid my hair for Klexicon today. I live streamed while I was doing it, so you can watch that if you want. It was an interesting moment. Yeah. I am stoked for Klexicon. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so queer and so awesome. If you're gonna be there, come find my purple hair and say hi, you know, give me a hug if you want to. So let's get to it. First things first, obviously, expectations. Lesbian Jesus, Hayley Kiyoko, she gave us quite a gift. It's full of bops and just like honest storytelling, and you know, for me, and I'm sure a lot of people, just listening to music where the pronouns are female, where it's a song written about a girl, is mind-blowing, you know? And I think that a lot of people are like, I wish I had had this when I was growing up. You know, I wish I did. Because who knows what it could have ignited in me, you know? I didn't start even questioning till I was 21. It didn't come out till I was 21. And, like, I still feel like a baby gay, you know? I still feel like I have so much to learn. Yeah. And then on top of that, Kenyon Lonsdale, who plays Wally West, he was in Love, Simon, and that movie inspired him to come out, and he wrote this awesome song called Kiss the Boy, and the lyric video to it is out, and it's amazing. It's just, you know, different couples showing affection, and that's great. So I'm going to link below to that. Speaking of Wally West, let's go to Legends of Tomorrow, and Ava's a clone. I kind of predicted it, and I said that is like the only thing I'd be okay with, and I'm totally okay with her being a clone, because as we've learned from Orphan Black, which is a show you should watch, it's just aired its final season. Anyway, as we learned from Orphan Black, each clone is an individual. They might all have the same DNA, but they're all individuals. So, and the way that these Ava clones are made is a bit odd and very tech forward. And so I think that most of the Avas in the facility that they were in were kind of, you know, just a copy, and just, they were their brains were programmed with certain memories or whatever. But her brain she was given, were they false memories? Yes, they were false memories. But, you know, it made her who she is. She's a real person. And the speech that Sarah Lance gives it to her when she finds out she's a clone, I did not cry fully, but I did tear up hardcore. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully they have to get back together. I don't think that the writers are that stupid. Speaking of Sarah Lance, Nyssa is back on Arrow, apparently. I don't know too much about that because I do not watch Arrow. Because I just don't, okay? I don't want to get into it. And it looks like, from like behind the scenes photos and stuff, is my ear pink? Oh no. behind the scenes photos and stuff, Sarah Lance is going to be on the season finale. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, the dynamic between Sarah and Nyssa. I think that they've both moved on from each other, but they obviously still care about each other, and I would great for, you know, to see them as friends and to, like, support each other in all that they do. I don't know how Sarah will react to her being, she married Oliver, didn't she? To like, her, because her dad told her to, or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. We'll try and find some clips of that on YouTube, because I'm not going to watch that whole episode, because 1, I don't like Arrow. 2, I'm not going to understand anything that's going on. So, like, the day of or the day after, I was like, we need to renew one day at a time. One day at a time, got renewed. Boop, boop, boop. That is so exciting because, you know, it's a show that we need. Because I think it's a show that it looks at representation all across the board, you know? Latinx representation, queer representation. I mean, and it talks about issues. I've talked about this like so many times before, but it's just an amazing show, and I'm glad we get to see more of Elena and Sid and where that goes. Allison Stoner came out, and Allison Stoner is of Disney Channel fame, and she's a big dancer. Of Missy Elliott music video fame, also, when she was a little kid. But she wrote this amazing article for Teen Vogue about kind of reconciling her sexuality and identity with her faith. And it's so good. You know, she doesn't really put a label onto herself, but I suppose if you had to put a label on her, you could either say she's bi or she's pan. She says, this is a quote, "I, Allison, am attracted to men, women, and people who identify in other ways. I can love people of every gender, identity, and expression. It is the soul that captivates me. It is the love we can build and the goodness we can contribute to the world by supporting each other's best journeys." Yeah, it's just such a good article. I'll link to it below and go and read and, you know, see if you relate to it or whatever. It's really good. This past Friday, the 31st of March, was a Trans Day of Visibility, which I think is a really important day because, you know, trans individuals are so, like, misunderstood, I don't want to say misunderstood, but so demonized or like erased, that I like days like these because it takes over social media, and going to hashtags like Trans Day of Visibility or this is what non-binary looks like. It's so great to see all these people, you know, living their truest and best lives. But at the same time, you know, you think of how terrible they have it. Like, especially trans women of color, especially black trans women. They are under attack. And we need to change society's, like, view of it, of them. And it just, like, it just blows my mind how someone can murder someone just for living their truth. It angers me, it saddens me, I don't know. But, like I said, that's why I'm glad we have social media. And I feel like social media can be, you know, a two-edged sword. you have this amazing tool for activism, for community and bringing people together and connecting people from around the world, and connecting, you know, a little baby gay in Ohio to some, you know, lesbian mogul in New York or whatever, you know, just connecting people who might be isolated, you know, make them feel like make them know that they're not alone. And I really think that social media is a force for good. As, you know, this Trans Day of Visibility hashtags, you know, people posting pictures of themselves, like, you know, either in transition or before their transition and now, and in their stories or whatever, you know, it's just so great. But you also have cyberbullying, essentially. You know, you have fucking trolls that use the anonymity that comes behind a keyboard and just spew hatred. And it honestly makes me more upset and sad and pity them, because, you know, they feel so bad about themselves that they have to make others feel bad. And it's heartbreaking, really. But yeah. So I try and let the love of social media outshine and only spread love on social media. I try not to post anything terribly negative. So shout out to all my trans and non-binary siblings. I love you, I see you, I support you. Finally, an article that I sent to my mother. It's an article about birth doulas and midwives and their role in the queer community of queer people becoming parents. My mom is a birth doula. And so what a doula is, if you don't know, a doula is essentially, they like advocate for the parents. So doulas can join you, actually midwives too, can join you in the hospital when you're giving birth, and the doula is there helping the parent giving birth to breathe through the pain or whatever, and helping the parent, the supporting parent, you know, kind of coaching them through supporting their partner. And then midwives, you know, are the ones that like actually help with the birthing process. So unfortunately, in the healthcare system, they're not really, you know, trained or care to think about or whatever non-traditional families, you know. So whether it's a non-binary person giving birth or a trans person giving birth, or you know, a gay or lesbian couple experiencing birth, you know, they're not, I feel like they don't care about any of that stuff. But I feel like, but midwives and doulas are there for the parent, especially doulas. Like, that is their job, is to be there for the parent and advocate for the parent. And so, this article, this really great article, talks about, you know, how midwives and doulas can help the queer community and become more prevalent in the queer community by learning and about, you know, proper language and importance of certain pronouns or language to an individual, and to be more inclusive and not box them in. And that's something that my mom as a doula has kind of talked to me about a little bit. She's on a group on Facebook, and their main thing has been what pronouns do you use for a parent that's giving birth that is not female identified. And so, you know, there was like a whole list of options that they've used that they could think of. So if you are a non-binary person and you have thought about what you want to be called, that's like not your name, it could just be your name, when you're experiencing childbirth, let me know below. You know, is it the birthing parent? Is it the pregnant parent? Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know why it's terribly important, but to them it is, so. Yeah, go check that out, and I think, you know, it'd be cool if it inspired some people to become doulas or midwives and contribute to the community, not only in supporting queer families, but also in having a presence, a queer presence in the doula and midwife community. So yeah, go give that a read. That's all I have this week. I feel like probably next week's video is going to be late because I'm not leaving Las Vegas and Clexicon until Monday afternoon. And then I'm probably going to sleep for 3 days. No, so it'll probably come out Tuesday or Wednesday. And I will be vlogging Clexicon, I promise. Last year I said I was going to try. This year I'm going to do it. We'll see how good it is, but I'm going to do it. So until then, go out, make this year queer, live your best life, and spread love.